Co-op mode, round 173. This is the official video game podcast of Secret Friends Unite. I am Todd Oxter, coming from beautiful Minnesota. I've recovered from Chicago, where I believe it was like 95 degrees every day, 100% humidity, holy buckets, and then it rained like there was a tsunami Saturday night when it actually cooled down. So, but I had a blast, had a good time with Charlie Carden and our good friend Brian Cole. We just had a blast, went to a Cubs game. We went to Second City, and we saw a really cool like skit show, not like improv, but skits, like a mini Saturday Night Live, which was very cool. I'd never seen that before. But before I keep talking, I need to introduce my special guest co-host tonight. That is Mr. Clint Coombs from Spreading
Hello.
I made
That's
your
me.
Coombs really long, like the catacombs in when you go to France. That's really
Enunciate it. Very, very special, almost
Yes.
royalty.
Yeah, it's like how a Canadian would actually probably pronounce it. I don't know. Like they'd pull it out.
I-
Minnesota, we
I'm
would
close
also
enough
probably
to
do
the
that
Canadian
too.
border.
I know we have some weird things like oofda. Oh my god, geez, oh Pete's. We do a lot of the like when we're getting out of people, we go, oh, or we make these weird noises. It's like, what is
Oh,
that
yeah.
thing in Minnesota?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's odd. I don't know.
Yeah. Can't
Might
keep
be a
quiet.
might just be a general white person thing, culture
It
wise.
might be.
Yeah, it's in our thing. We
Just gotta say
vocalize our
something.
politeness. Yeah. But Clint, thanks for joining. I put up the
Pleasure.
co-op mode signal because just an update here. I know it was kind of weird, kind of late in game change that Matt Kennedy, he was going to be my ongoing co-host, but the way it is when you're an adult, you got family members, things like that. Life changes very quickly.
Very quickly.
He's got some stuff going on. Obviously, I will not share that. But Matt and I have been keep on talking. So obviously, doors open if Matt is ready to do this. But you know what? Hey, life is complicated. Podcasts are not that important.
Exactly.
So we wish Matt the best, and hopefully he gets back in the game very soon. Above all, we hope that things are okay. But Clint, as I was telling you earlier, my original plan was, when Mark left, was just to have guest co-host. And I even talked to you thinking about like, hey, would you like to be in the regular rotation? So we're kind of back to the original plan. So unless things change again, I'm perfectly good with this, because the great thing about podcasting, I've met millions of awesome people throughout the years.
It is awesome being able to branch out and meet people. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's always great to revisit people. What's going on in your life? And we were even talking about that. Both our kids are going back to college, and wow. I don't think my parents helped me move in more than once. And after that, I was on my own with my little Geostorm, putting everything in that little Geostorm.
Oh God, how'd you fit anything in that?
Nothing. I even put a bike in it, and yeah, it was fun. I know. But kids, Geostorm, look it up, was from the Geo Corporation, which was a combination of GM and it was GM and Japanese automakers, because they wanted to have more fuel efficient vehicles. So you had like the Geo Metro was this little weird Suzuki hatchback. Then you had like the Neo or Geo Prism, which was a Toyota Camry, or no, Corolla. It was just all about. And then the Geostorm, which was an Isuzu Impulse. So
I didn't know the backstory. I just knew they were really small.
Oh, really small. And I remember when I saw the Geostorm, I'm like, Dad, get the Geostorm. It's cool. The headlights pop up. And it was still a lame little hatchback, but it was still fun to drive. And my dad ended up giving it to me after, when I went to college, when I could have a car, because he's like, it was cheap. So it wasn't exactly expensive. So I thought it was pretty cool. And Clint, this is so funny. We're going on a tangent, but this is still fun. Have you ever had a customized license plate?
Oh yes, I have two right now on my vehicles.
Oh, excellent. What are they?
So my if I can talk, my car has Order 66 on it for Star Wars.
Course.
And then my my motorcycle is ORD 66 for Order 66. Okay. And my car says Do It 66.
So you're basically
Very
out
Star
for
Wars.
Jedi everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Where are the Jedi? I love that.
And it's a white Kia. So on the back, I have a bumper of like a stormtrooper peeking out like a vinyl, and then my license plate cover says Undercover Stormtrooper on it. So yeah,
that's amazing. I have to really
went full nerd.
Well, I love that. And like right now, I've got 2 stickers. I've got a Vikings. My son got me 2 stickers for my car. It's a Darth Vader like silhouette, and then it's got Vikings, like because I love the Vikings. But I'm like in my front windshield cover is the face of Wolverine, and my car is black, so it looks really cool when it is. That's very
Nice.
nerdy. But
Nice.
I definitely need some cool stuff, and normally I get veterans plates because I'm a veteran, and it's kind of cool.
Yep.
And I didn't get them this time, so I'm like, maybe I just have to do something fun. But the reason why I asked, because what did my dad do? He got me a customized plates for my car, and what do you think he got me? He didn't let me choose. He just got them for
Oh
me and his whole
no.
family.
Oh no.
Todd O. And so what do you think everybody did was I walked by, hey, Todd O.
Oh my god.
Yes, very cool. Very cool. That's me. That's
If
my
you're ever
story,
getting called
guys.
in like the Walmart for leaving your lights on or something, you definitely remember your license plate, I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean, I could do a whole podcast about car experiences, but that's okay. Most of us from a certain age have a lot of bad car stories, so it's very good.
Facts. Facts.
All right. Well, last question though. What motorcycle do you have?
I have a Yamaha V-Star touring bike.
Nice,
Yep.
nice,
Yep.
very cool.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
So
Just
is
got
that
it a
something
couple years
you
ago.
always have a companion with you when you typically ride
I
around,
usually
or yeah,
always do. Yeah. Usually.
okay,
Yep. I'll
nice,
go out by myself, but I'd find it more enjoyable with
yeah.
just going out with someone. So
You a helmet or no helmet guy?
helmet.
Okay, good.
Yep. Safety.
Yep. I
As
don't want to
safe
jinx
as
it. Plus,
motorcyclists can
you
be.
get too many bugs in the mouth, and that's not a
That
good
too, yeah. I'm
situation.
out in the middle of the woods, so yeah,
Yeah.
I would look like just nope, nope.
Yeah. Well, excellent. Well, we're gonna have a good time today. And before we get into the show, we're gotta thank the Patreon Secret Friend Squad. These are the people that make this show happen. Our besties, Derek Trevelyan, aka the Figure Dude, Francie, the official hairstylist of SFU, Xbox Expansion Pass, Mr. Luke Lore, Charlie's Uncle Tim Moran, who gets this podcast on A-Tracks, I believe. That's how he's requested to get them because I don't think he has the internet. Friends with Benefits, John Sedorf, Brendan Myers, Corey and HD, Boss Rush CEO, Matthew Keel, Kurt Krug, he's got connections, Tawny Lee, Chipotle Bear, Famous Seamus, Cam the Movie Man, Jay Newport 007, Darth Prozac, and Freight Conductor. Folks, by being a patron, you get exclusive shows, no ads, Discord benefits for as little $2 a month, and now you can get 50% off your first month. And I tell you, it's kind of cool because we do certain shows that are Patreon first, then you get them later. One of our newest shows that is back for second season is the Waiver Wire Wizards podcast. If you're a fantasy football fan, a football fan, join us because this year we've added 2 people to the roster. That's Eric Bananza, okay, also known as Game Positive, and also Chance Siegel, aka Bubble Boy N7. And what we're doing this right now, we're doing preseason. We didn't do it last year. We're doing it this season. We're basically getting everybody ready for the drafts, talking about other things, pick'em league. So we record tomorrow, and Wednesday, we're gonna be talking about what happened week 2, and then kind of like how to plan for your draft. So there you go. You like that? We also do a lot of interview shows. So check it out. Something's always coming out special for everyone there. So check it out. But with that, we get into what I would think is kind of probably the cornerstone of the show. And the reason why it's the cornerstone that is typically giving me the most pain because of the things I've picked or my picks along the way. And that is buy, rent, return. So, I picked cheat codes this week, Clint, and the reason I did is because I was telling you Battlefield 6 came out. We'll talk about that game really quickly, but it was like literally within like 24 hours, people were already cheating in the
Like
open
instantly. Yeah,
beta.
it's crazy.
And I'm
Absolutely
like thinking,
crazy.
that's crazy, especially in a game where it's all about competition.
Yep.
You don't want cheaters. You want to have fun. Because I
Right.
don't even know how you cheat in that game. I could never cheat because I'm bad enough just even doing what I'm doing without dying constantly. But I we'll talk more about cheating. But I thought I wanted to put this more in the lines of like old school cheats where it was almost like code you could put in something cool
Fun
would
stuff.
happen. Yeah. And so the ones I picked were the Konami code, up, down, down, left, right, B, left, right, B, A, start, and
A
synonymous with the Konami
classic.
games. And I don't think they continued that past the NES. Did
I
they?
don't think so. I don't believe they did. Because I think once the SNES controller got involved, they, didn't put, the L and R and stuff. So yep,
Imagine
I
that,
don't
like
think so.
it's an 18 button code. I'm like, it's like,
The
so that would
sad thing is,
typically,
like, we remembered those codes, like the up, up, down, down. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that today, but we did. I used to know them like in the back of my head. for some of
Oh
these
yeah,
codes. It was
it's like
crazy.
all the Mortal Kombat fatalities at the arcade.
Right, yeah.
People would know that. I'm like, "How did you figure" well, first of all, how did you figure that out? And
That
then
too,
how did
without
you learn
internet.
about that? And it's like there was no internet, and, like, even magazines weren't covering arcade games at the time.
Yep.
It was just the home version. The home version was here. So, yeah, a lot of people hanging out bowling alleys like me, and watching me go like, "How did you do that?" And so,
Just
very fun. But it got
good fun.
around. Yeah. And yeah, I believe games that use that were like Life Force, which I think gave you 30 ships, Contra. I think actually Contra was really the first game, and that was the Contra
I
code
think it
they
was
used
the
to call
Contra
it.
code, yep.
Yep. Blades of Steel, I think what it did was opened up like a mini game
Oh, really?
of
I don't think I remember that
of
one.
like Galaga, I think.
Oh, okay.
I can't
Nice.
remember any other games that used it though. Do you?
Not on the Konami side, but I have seen other game not that come to mind, but I've seen other games copy it and call it the
Mhm.
Konami code, and it'll give you like extra lives or just something
Mhm.
simple like that. Just kind of as like a almost like a homage to back to old school games type of thing. But yeah, after like you said, after the NES, I don't remember it being in anything
I believe if
Konami
this
wise.
used to exist for a while. If you did that on Google just in the browser, it did something.
I do remember that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was very fun. Okay, so we move on to the next code, Doom the God mode. And it's kind of funny. One of the people that has a comment, it's IDDQD. That is the code you put in when you open up the Doom console, which is absolutely hilarious, that you have to basically open up like a command line within
Yep.
Doom.
Type
And
it
that's where you can
in.
put all your stuff, the BFG, all those things where you
Yep.
could play with it. And it was amazing. Like, oh, I can do all these cool things.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
It
used
was
to
great.
love any part of those like the tilde key or whatever that opens up so you can type
Oh
it. And
yeah.
as I
Yep.
was a young kid on my like Amiga and like, first 95 PCs or whatever, I used to think I was a hacker. Like, yeah, tilde key, I can type in a code and I'm like
Nobody else knows
super
I'm doing
cool. Yeah.
this. Unless I get on the BBS or the AOL chat room Doom codes, you know, very inspired. But yeah, that was another one, iconic one. The other one was interesting because this one really changed the game for a lot of people, and that is in Metroid. If you would put in the name Justin Bailey, you got you basically get unsuited Samus, which is a girl.
It was the first
Which is a
skins.
yeah. Yeah, which was kind of cool because, you don't find out Samus is female
Right.
until the game ends. This way you're just playing with, and I believe it gave you like extra bombs and all these things, like extra things too. So I'm guessing this was somebody called the Nintendo hotline, or it was a Nintendo Power, right? How else would
It had to have been probably like Nintendo Power, or like you said, the Nintendo hotline. God, I remember the hotline and calling in when you were stuck on games and like
did
paying
you?
like
Did you call it in?
I
Did you
never
call?
did. My
I
mom
didn't
used
either.
to. My mom used to play Nintendo games.
What? She
Yeah, and
called? And she
she
knows how
would
much
get
those calls were.
exactly. She would get stuck on games like Dragon Quest or something. So she would call up, and
Oh,
it's like what, like $10 a minute or something.
ridiculous, but it would go on forever.
It
Yeah.
would.
I mean, I don't even know
Yep.
how those guys did it. Like they had like just imagine calling up I'm calling up you, Clint. I'm gonna just call up you, pay you $5 an hour or whatever, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, Clint, how do you get past this level?" I mean, and imagine YouTube wasn't available. You actually had to
Yeah.
play the game. I mean, and there were
They
guides
must have
weren't
had
even a
like
thing
a
at that point.
book index or something. But even then, like, how would you go to that certain point? Because there was no lookup system because there was just no computers, to that degree.
No,
So I
I
don't
mean,
know.
maybe it was because in Japan the games came out there first, and
I
they
guess,
would
yeah.
then share like these are some common things. But I
Right.
mean, not even being able like somebody describing you where they're at.
Yeah, yeah, it was hilarious because she'd be talking to me while she was on the phone. She'd be like, "Okay, do this. All right, now go left or whatever," and I'd be like, "I don't know." It's just
And
like
how do you even get
basic,
there? Like, I mean, for even her to think to play the game at that same spot, it's
right?
not like there were save spots every 2
No,
seconds. So, it blows my mind, folks. If
uh,
you know what, everybody playing today owes a huge debt
they
to
don't
all of
understand.
us that we had to bleed, keep games open all night because they didn't have a
It's
save point.
very true,
Or even a
very true.
pause. I believe the Atari 5200 was the first game system that offered a way to pause.
Oh,
Or you were
really?
just leaving your TV on all night and what does grandpa do? Why the hell is this thing on?
You're
Unplug.
wasting my electricity.
Exactly. Or
I
just
did
like when
that
you're
with
online. It's
yep,
like when you're online and somebody picks up the phone in college because I had a landline or a landline connection.
yep,
Not LAN, but telephone.
yep, yep,
I was
yep,
sending an email.
yep. I was
Oh
where
wow.
I used to piss my parents off like crazy because a 56, you know,
Oh.
dial
Oh,
up,
you if
and
you had 56
nobody
in yeah.
nobody could call in while you had it on. And my dad
No.
used to do, or still does, construction, so he would wait for calls to come in for work, and they'd leave, and they'd be like, "Don't go on the internet, I'm waiting for a call," and I'd be like, "Whatever." And then
Sure,
they get
Dad.
home,
I won't do that.
and then they would try to call from like a friend's house or whatever, and they're like, "You were online." I was like, "Oh no, get grounded
No,
a
I got
week."
so many phone calls from your
Yeah.
business dad, and they were being jerks. And they said your dad's horrible, and I was defending your name. So there, right? See, when
Exactly.
if you were like
I
smart
should
back in
have
the day,
thought
you're like,
about
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. Dad, I couldn't believe you think of me. I'm defending your honor. So, oh well. Well, folks, let's get into this now. Let's go into some of the comments we have here. I will read these and try to summarize them because some of them went a little awry. Frankenductor actually says, how do people feel about screen peeking? Because we're talking about cheating, and this is kind of a
Right.
little bit more of the subject we're going to talk about. Person is just a skill to hone. The people who complain were just bad at it, and it was impossible not to see what other people were doing. I feel like he's talking about screen peeking. Are we talking about like more like four screen split mode and like
Yes,
N64?
and like this would destroy friendships. Like we used to. I was also on like the PlayStation where you could LAN the PlayStations together, put two
Yeah.
TVs together.
Yep.
So you would like turn a TV sideways.
Yes.
But the thing is, was like the PlayStation cord for the LAN was like 3 inches long, so you couldn't get a 2V TV far away. So you'd end up like draping towels over one side, and
Oh,
yeah,
did they do
yeah,
cardboard like 4 cutouts or something like
exactly.
that too?
Yes,
And
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
how close do you have to be to those things then to even make it work? And it's like now you wonder why everybody's eyes are
Uh-huh.
bad.
Yep, yep.
Okay, okay. And then Daddy Duwally says, "I would try to do it at I would try and doing it playing Halo LAN parties, but wasn't the most effective. It was nice to know where people were on the map, but I never thought it was a game changer for kills. LOL." And yeah, Freaking Dark said I meant for 4-player split screen for OG Xbox. Yeah, yeah. So this
Yep.
is definitely a weird thing that is definitely only an old school problem.
Yeah.
Because quite honestly, there's not many couch co-op games these days, and
No,
most
and
of them
even then,
are
like you
not
said, it's a couch co-op game. It's not a versus
correct.
game. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, yeah, there's very few games where I mean, in most games where it's competitive, it's going to be same screen, like Smash or
Mhm.
something like that, or something like that. So yeah, okay, cool, cool. And then Freight Conductor comes back. He said, "I cheated in GTA. I went to Dev Panel. Which GTA is he talking about?
Maybe it must be PC, maybe?
Well, he talks about he go. I cheated. In GTA. I went to Oh, he's talking about several different versions. I went to Dev Panel and hacked my stats in Morrowind to mess around, and of course, those infamous dollar roses on The Sims to build out my
Oh, yep.
house. Oh, you
Yep,
could plant like
unlimited
dollar
money.
money?
Yep, you
You
could
could
have put
plant money?
unlimited money. Yep, yep.
Oh my god. He said never cheated in multiplayer games though. Just never made sense. Do you consider screen peeking cheating? I just saw it as a skill to make it. You know what? Everybody has the opportunity to do it, quite honestly. So at that point, I'm like,
Everybody's
who's
doing it. Yeah. Yep.
no, and anybody says they aren't, are you really believing them? Like, I would
Exactly.
never do that.
Yep.
But then they would blame you and they say, well, I would never do that, and that's why you're cheating and I'm losing. So yeah. But we get to actually someone who play the game that is actually talking about our choices. It says Schlossritter, he says, buy IDDQD, which is the Doom God mode. Probably would have ever played through Doom without this. I'm bad at action games, so still want to see hello. Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
like the easy mode, right? It's
Right,
like
exactly.
God mode. It's like I just want to play the game. I don't care
Right,
about
I'm here for the
being good at
story.
it. Yeah.
If in
Rent
Doom.
can yeah, it's like those games now that almost play it for you on their own. It's like
Exactly.
story
Yep.
mode. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am an infinite God incarnate that I will destroy you all with one button. Uh,
Exactly.
Rent Konami code. Have used it in a few games, but Game Genie was almost always better. That's a
Game
good thing. I
Genie
didn't even
was
think about the
great.
Game Genie. Oh
Yep.
my goodness.
Game
Yeah.
Genie was great.
We will definitely talk about the Game Genie in the back half.
Yes.
Return Justin Bailey. Interesting to try once, but feels like I've skipped the whole experience. But it does little to actually help you reach the end credits. Because I think all the extras it gives you are not like it reboots it. It's like 200 missiles. Once you use up those
At the start
missiles,
of yeah,
yeah,
you're
they're gone.
out.
And you're like, oh, okay, well, that shouldn't
Yep.
have spent your wad and then come from there. And then I think we'll leave the rest of these comments because they're more about the topic, but I thank you, Schloss, for that. We'll go back to that. Clint, please remind me to go back to these points as we talk about like kind of the main topic, because I think there's
Let's
some
do
good
it.
things there. So let's get to you, Clint. If we talk about these three things, how would you rank these in buy, rent, return?
I'm gonna return the Justin Bailey one because I feel like it gives away like that ending type of thing,
Yeah.
that surprise. Um, I think rent the Konami code is classic as it is, but yeah, buy the Doom code just because you could play on, whatever the hard mode is. Was it like Hurt Me Daddy or whatever, and you could still feel like you were, godlike going through with all the weapons and everything. I think that's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay. I like that though, because I think there's good variety for there. I would agree with you on the return. The Justin Bale, I think it's something you do once. And it's like, oh, that's kind of
Right.
cool.
Right.
But I still want to look like Metroid in the cool suit, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like at that
Exactly.
point though, a lot of the kids who are probably playing didn't understand what the hell that was. And like,
No, not with those pixels. They're probably still like, "What's going on here?"
yeah, I don't understand that. And yeah. So at the end of the game, we go the aha moment. And a lot of kids are probably like, I played as a girl. Oh, that sucks.
Take it back.
Exactly. What it's like it's kind of like one of those things like, oh, the coolest character in the world, man, a badass, but not a girl. Yeah.
We can't
Yeah, I
have
agree.
this.
That's a return. I would say rent Doom the God mode. The only reason I say that is because it's one of those things I would use it to play the game and be done. Right?
Yep,
I'm using it. I'm getting through it. I'm done.
that's true.
I I don't know if
That's a
it
good
helps
point.
multiple playthroughs, right? Like it's not like, what because if you're actually doing it that way, I mean, I would say there's no value because it's not like there's a
That's
lot of
true.
other games. I guess maybe if there's like hidden areas and things like that. Oh yeah, I'll go back and get those. I don't remember Doom having a lot of those, so I don't feel like it added the
Not really. There was like the secret areas of the level, but you could just find those just by hitting the A button or whatever while looking at multiple
correct.
walls.
Yeah, and you could do yeah. It's like the Wolfenstein, like just or a
Keep
lot of
hitting it.
games at the time. Just go into every
You'll
wall.
eventually
Maybe
find
something will
it.
happen.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like Zelda. Put bombs everywhere. Maybe something will open up. But in the Konami code, I'm buying that because now it's a scenario, and I'm talking about frequency of use. I'm trying that in
That's
every
true.
game.
That's true. That's
To your point,
multi-use.
like
That's
you said,
true.
everybody else is using. Like that means that has to be my repertoire. That is in
That's
like
true.
my move set. That is like something I will remember, and that's why I remember. Everybody remembers it, right?
It's true. Yep.
I don't think
Yeah.
I remember Justin Bailey. I didn't. I
I didn't
if
remember
you
that one until you mentioned it, and I was like,
yeah.
"Oh my god, yeah."
And IDDQD definitely came up, like, oh, that came back in my brain. Oh, of course, IDDQD. But yes, so there we go. So, folks, if you didn't chime in on this before, I'd love to hear what you thought after the fact. And if you vehemently disagree with all of us, even better. But you know what? We weren't looking at people's screens, and you can't tell us we're wrong. So, moving on to the next topic. So, very quickly, we've got two things happening and they by the time you listen to this, they will already have happened. So I'm just going to timestamp this. Maybe put up a newspaper, Clint, so people know that we're not cheating in the cheat mode.
Yeah, we're not
It
sharing
is
screen or whatever.
now. We are recording on August 18th at 7:35 p.m. Central, 8:35 Eastern, and we're going to be talking about Gamescom. And also, there's now a Kirby Air Ride Direct, which is 45 minutes long. I have my
That's
thoughts.
crazy.
So Clint, I'm just going to pull up the schedule for Gamescom, but could you tell people what Gamescom is? Because that's a weird event.
Ah, it really is. Just it's like, how do I want to put it? It's like the new E3, really. Um, but it's like a, you know, trade fair of games, and it's held in Germany.
Cologne.
It
It's the best
Yes,
smelling city in
Cologne, yes.
Europe.
It is true, and it's now the world's largest, gaming event. It's got, I don't know, I think the last year it had over like 1,000 exhibitors, from around the world. Um, yeah, it's
And like
basically the
300,000
E3.
people, right?
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. It's definitely the new E3, I feel, for sure, to me.
Yeah, because I think that the important part about Gamescom, it is truly a public facing event versus
Right.
E3 that never was.
Right.
PAX is a public-facing event that is truly
Yep.
now being adapted by corporations. It's almost like the vice, PAX was just by Penny Arcade Expo,
Yep.
Penny Arcade.
Yep.
I mean, hey, we're gonna get people
Yep.
together, and it turned into this big thing.
Yeah,
So
it's
it is one of
definitely
those things.
changed.
Yeah, and E3 was always just a, "Hey, it's how do I wanna buy 85,000 copies of Metroid so the kids will buy it for their
Mhm.
NES," and that's what it
Yep.
was. It was just a
Yeah.
trade show that then, "Oh, we're gonna actually have reveals and conferences, and then we'll invite the media," and then people got in despite not being the media because it was an executive's kid, and then people faked credentials and got in. And then
Yep.
they tried doing different things, but it just never worked out. And it got very expensive for publishers and devs, and it just went away. So,
Yeah.
but now we have Summer Games Fest, which is kind of a better combination of people can show up, they can meet each other, but it is not everybody showing up like Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo and going
Right.
head to head. And it's like this final showdown,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
like
those,
an over the top or a final countdown, right, Clint? Who
exactly.
won? Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely, I do like how Summerfest and like Gamescom definitely does feel more open to more gamers in general, but also just like publishers and stuff. Like E3 always felt like it was the big brands and that was it. And then, you had Capcom, Square Enix, Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, but Summerfest and Gamescom, it's like everybody's welcome. You get a bunch of indie games but still some heavy hitters there too. So I like it.
It's really nice to see a lot of our friends who are now, podcasting bigwigs,
Right?
XCP, Seasoned Gaming, many others in that space are going to these events now, getting
Yeah,
to
it's
meet people.
awesome.
I'm so excited for them. It's so awesome. And I would
Yeah, it's
love, like, it was
fantastic.
funny because, like, locally, just bring this back. This weekend, we have the biggest video game conference in Minnesota, which is kind of weird to say that
Nice.
because it just seems very specific, but
Right?
it's growing and it's called 2D Con and it's great.
Awesome.
And I'm very excited to go with my son. There's going to be an indie dev group where they're going to show games, people can play them. There's going to be video game bands, and it's growing over time. We got a
Sweet.
3-day pass for $75, which is
Oh
pretty
wow,
cheap.
3 days too. That's
Um,
great.
Exactly, so you can just show up and they have a premiere event, they have
Awesome.
parties and all this stuff, so it's a great mixture of those things there, and, those things, they start getting momentum, and because there's really nothing in the Midwest. I live in the Midwest right now. There is
Right.
no gaming show in the
Right.
Midwest. This could be it. Minneapolis is also the heart of Summer Games Done Quick, which is kinda fun, or Super Games Done Quick, I think is what it's called, and then we also have another conference called, oh, my son would kill me because he loved the show. It's an only it's a video game music convention. That's what the main
Ooh.
heart of it. It's all music, and then my son
Ah,
loves
that
it. He's a
sounds
music
awesome.
major at the University of
Right.
Minnesota, so when it comes to that, and he loves music sounds, so it's really amazing. So
Oh,
I'll have to
that's
get the name of
awesome.
that coming up that he loves. But yeah, this one's coming up and it's great. I love it and it's amazing. We
Hmm.
have Game Informer right in the Twin Cities as well. Brian Shea, we had him a couple weeks ago. So I asked him, I feel like, I know Gamescom's going on, but will Game Informer be at 2DCon? So we'll see how it goes.
Ooh.
So I'm glad. And then your area, you're near PAX, right? PAX East.
Yep, we got PAX East. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. That's
So
that's pretty much it. We have like a couple like anime conventions and
mhm.
stuff like that, but no, that's the only video game one that comes close to us.
I
Which
mean,
I
you
mean,
get what you
it's
could
pretty
go to like
big.
New York Comic Con. I guess that's a big event,
Good,
but video
yeah,
games are not
yeah,
huge there.
right, right. But I would still love that one. But
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Going there, it's like big wig. I've been to my biggest con I ever went to was the San Diego Comic Con in 2010.
nice,
So that's when
nice.
like the Fear the or the Walking Dead was debuting. It was just really awesome. All the corporations were there.
Oh, that's
I had an
awesome.
amazing time. Went there with my wife. My in-laws live in San Diego, so but yeah, it was great. So I love these cons are going better, and even like it has QuakeCon down in Texas.
Yep.
So directionally, we're getting things that are happening at other places, but the Midwest definitely needs something because there's nothing now. So yeah, so getting back to Gamescom, lots of people are there, and it feels like this is getting a momentum now because E3 is so desegregated. Summer Games Fest does a lot of heavy lifting, but now we're getting the show that, like you said, it's in Cologne, Germany. 300,000 people. It's open to the public, and it's a blast. So I'm going to go through the actual like schedule, and then we're going to do some quick predictions. So it's kind of weird because Germany is overseas. Timing is weird. So it actually kicks off tomorrow, opening night live, which will then be opening night afternoon for us. So
Yeah, I
that is
know.
happening
I was like
tomorrow,
right in
August
the middle of
19th
work.
at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 Central. So if you're smart, you'll find a cubbyhole in your office and then pretend you're on a call and watch. But Jeff
Yep.
Keighley will doing that, and we're probably going to get some reveals. And Clint, how long do you? Let's make our first prediction. How long will Open Night Live be?
Uh Live. I'm gonna go with 2 hours.
2 hours. Okay. I will say 3 hours because there will be at least 90 minutes of commercials and trailers.
That's true. That's true. That is true.
Um, and during opening night live, we're gonna get a lot of third party. And at this point, I'm not sure exactly if I know Jeff typically promises some surprises, some like big megatons and things like
Right.
that. So with that, but I'm gonna go through the schedule really quick and then we'll get back to predictions. So then that's the first thing that's kicking off, and then we go to Wednesday, August 20th. So once again, that's basically happening, and then IGN's going to be there, so you watch live streams and things like that, which is kind of fun. And then Xbox, I'm trying to find when Xbox is having theirs because I think theirs is like the 20th. And I'm looking for it on this. IGN put their schedule, but they didn't say when Xbox is. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness,
I
IGN.
know Xbox is definitely gonna be there. So
So let me not go to IGN's page and let me see if I can actually go to Gamescom page. So Clint, keep talking, and I will find an actual schedule.
um, let's see who else is gonna be there. Now you caught me off guard.
I'm looking at
Da,
the
da, da.
Reno Gazette. Apparently, the Reno Gazette actually has a schedule. So let me go into this. So yes, day two,
Day two.
Microsoft will hold its conference starting at 6 a.m. Pacific time. So this is going to be on Wednesday at 6 a.m. Pacific or 9 a.m. Eastern on
Ugh,
Wednesday, August 20th. Oh wait, well,
that,
this is weird. Why is CES? Yeah, that's a different time frame. And apparently, we're going to get Xbox talking about Xbox LA handhelds, Grounded 2, Keeper, and Call of Duty Black Ops 7 because we really haven't got much about that game except that
mhm.
apparently now the Switch 2 version is coming out later. Which, quite honestly, it sounds like Switch 2 games are getting delayed because Nintendo didn't give anybody dev kits. So good job,
That
Nintendo.
seems to be the case. Yeah.
It's really sad that's happening. So that's going to be
hmm
interesting. And then apparently there is an Into the Infinite showcase. I have no clue what that is. Yeah, so this is kind of weird that we're getting that. Now, aren't we also getting like an Outer Worlds 2 extended
There
showcase
is
too
supposed to
during
be
this?
it's supposed to be something like a theatrical event, is what I thought I saw. So
Oh,
it's supposed
day
to be.
3. Yeah, it's day 3. Okay, they're Xbox is essentially doing a second day, which is going to be August 21st, and that's going to include Ninja Gaiden 4, Overwatch 2, and Outer Worlds 2 as well. And
Hmm.
then other than that, there's going to be more games: Resident Evil Requiem, Borderlands 4, Crimson Desert, and they're gonna have an award show too. So potentially
Are
games
they
are up for
really?
awards. Gamescom,
Oh,
yeah, and
okay.
apparently because I
Oh, like
like
best of
so
show or something type of deal. Gotcha.
absolutely. So there you
Gotcha.
go. And it's funny. Apparently, people have already there's nominations already for Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is weird because
Huh.
the game is already out.
Interesting.
So there we go. Oh, and actually, I'll tell you the categories. Here we go. Best visuals. Apparently, you don't have to show it at the game. It's just they're out there. They're just gonna write this.
Huh.
We have best visuals: Borderlands 4, by Sweet Carol. Don't know the game. Crimson Desert,
No.
Mayo, Memories in Orbit, and Resident Evil Requiem, which is weird. It's a game that's not even released yet. All these games are not released yet, but
Yeah,
apparently
Crimson
people
Desert
are.
just got delayed until like
Yeah,
next year too. Huh.
yeah. Well, here we go. Best audio a game. Maybe that sounds good based on the trailers you
The
saw.
trailer, yeah.
Karn, Little Nightmares 3, Phantom Blade 0, Resident Evil Requiem, and Rock Beasts. Best gameplay: Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hella, Mario Kart World, PVKK, which stands for Planet Inverten Gungan Constant Commanda. I'm going to put this in the chat because that is a real name, folks. I think this might be a German game because that is a lot of words. So, Clint, I'm
uh,
going to put this in the chat right now. You
you
tell me if
you
I'm
get no.
long.
Oh my god, you get an award if you can pronounce this.
You want to try it?
Planet Planetine Vertigen Gung Scannen Ecomundant. Sounds like a Ghostbuster, like you're reading off of a rune or something. I don't know.
Oh my god! That wow, the SEO is great. We're gonna call it PVKK, which apparently stands for something else. Wow. And then most entertaining is an odd or Dispatch, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Grounded 2, Hella. What is Hella even? I don't know.
I
Mario Kart
don't
World.
even know.
These games, these categories are so weird. I should probably give you the like
That's
the link.
super
Let me give you the link
weird.
because you're like, what is Todd talking about?
Yeah,
There you
it's
go.
like
Reno
weird
Gazette.
that
They're all over
these are
this.
up there.
Let's see. Then we got Most Epic, Crimson Desert, Dune Awakening, which released a while ago, Resident Evil Requiem, Super Meat Boy 3D, and Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Once again, released quite a while ago. Most Wholesome. Hella is back again. Hella is in every
What is
category. Wholesome, epic, and entertaining. Great. Starbirds is a seat taken. Tiny Bookshop, Winter Burrow. Nissa loves that game. Games
Yep.
for Impact. Karn, Forever Skies, Hollow Home, Monowave, and Tiny Bookshop. Tiny Bookshop, man, I showed my wife because she loves books, and
Yep.
that might be the one game she would actually play.
That's
And
awesome.
then, oh my God, there's too many awards. Okay, we're just gonna move on. But there's an award show with
Interesting.
games that have already launched, but others.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
very
really,
weird.
and some of them that haven't launched, like, I don't understand. I guess maybe once we watch it, I don't yeah, but I just really but, like, best gameplay, Mario Kart World, and then Resident Evil Requiem, like,
How do you
I don't
compare a
understand.
game that's released,
I don't
rated,
understand.
played, and a game that you are only seeing? And I mean, I imagine people really haven't had played it. I
No, I don't
mean,
think there's been any previews or anything of Requiem, so
I watched the Nvidia GeForce show today,
yeah, and they
and
had, like, a little
yeah,
sneak, peek in there,
but no
yes.
gameplay. But they were talking about like
No.
hair and reflections.
Yeah. That's really weird.
Maybe there's more there in the reflections than I realized. A lot of gameplay. So with that, okay, wow, that went on way too long for Gamescom. What are your predictions for Gamescom?
Um
Just three, very quickly, just fun.
Oh god, I wanna see. I think we'll see because Remedy just had, like, their 30th anniversary, so I think we'll see, Max Payne, the remakes
Wait,
on
wait,
there.
did you say 30 years?
I think so, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
What
30
was their
years
first
for
game? Oh, it must have been Max Payne, right?
I believe so, yeah, from the X because that was on the 360, so it'd
I
probably be
played that
about
in
30 years.
1990. When did I play that? I played that on PC back in the day, so like early
Although, I don't know, I don't
2000s.
think I don't think Alan Wake's 30 years, so they must have done something before that too.
I will
They
look that
have
up, but
some
okay.
that I don't know.
Yep, I will look that
So
up.
I would like to see Max Payne show up there. I think we'll see. I don't know who will show it, but I think we'll see Exodus, which is the original Mass Effect devs, their new game.
Do you wanna
I
know what
want
their
to see
first game
that.
was?
What was it?
In 1996, they made a game called Death Rally. It's vehicular combat racing.
Oh my god! I think I remember that game.
Would you even, I mean, it's kinda like it looks like almost like an RC Pro-Am,
I
but,
think
like,
I
more
yes,
gruesome.
I do remember this game. Oh my
That is
god, that's
crazy. Because then
wild.
They go to Alan Wake or, Max Payne after that. So
That's
are we
crazy.
getting a Death Rally re-release?
Yeah,
That's the
maybe
news.
that'll be the shadow drop.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so what is Remedy doing? That was your first prediction?
Yeah, I think we'll get Max Payne because I think
Oh, we
I
haven't
know
seen
they're
that yet, right? They said they were making it, but we've never seen
yeah, we
anything.
haven't seen
Okay.
it, so I think we see that. And then also Exodus from the Mass Effect devs. They've dropped stuff on YouTube. They've got a gameplay trailer out there, but they've been pretty quiet on it. And I don't know. I maybe it's just me wanting to see more, but
What game is
I'm
that?
definitely Exodus. It's a like a sci-fi opera game. It's by the
Oh,
same
maybe I don't
devs
know this
that
game. Really?
they've been quiet on it. But it's the original Mass Effect devs, and they broke
Oh,
off,
okay.
created their own development team, and now they're making this new like space opera type of thing. And it's the same thing as like Mass Effect
Oh,
with decision making and stuff like that. And they had a book come out, not to go on a
what?
tangent, but yeah, they had a book
How
come
do
out,
I
and
know
the
nothing
book is
about this?
like thick. It is
Wow.
basically Game of Thrones in space. So I'm super excited for that. They got some great videos up on YouTube. Um, third, maybe I know Hollow or Silk Song's gonna be there.
Yeah,
Um,
playable apparently on the
but maybe
Xbox
we
Alley, right?
finally get a release date.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not super looking forward to Silk
What is
Song.
your release date? You have to say it
Yeah.
now, Clint.
Oh god.
You gotta do it.
I think it's gonna be out in November,
Okay. I'll just
but
put November. That's good enough. You don't have
but
to give
I'm
me a
not
date,
sure.
literally late, just if it comes out in
Yeah,
November.
I'm
Now,
gonna say
is that
November.
exclusive anywhere or is it just coming everywhere all at once?
I
Not
think
that
it's
that
gonna
is
be
not part of your prediction,
everywhere.
but I mean, I just think it's coming.
I I
There's no exclusive, right?
No, I think it was
Okay.
the original was exclusive to PC, and then it was
Yeah.
exclusive to Switch, and then it went to everything. But I
Okay.
think this time around it's going to be a blanket. I think it'll be blanket on
It's kind of
everything.
sad that even if it does come to Switch, it's not getting like the Switch 2 is getting no love for that game. It's going to be like get the same performance on Switch 2 as it gets on Switch
Right,
1.
exactly.
Yeah.
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 Yep. Yeah, especially with a game like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
That's my
Cool. Well,
predictions.
very good. I'll give you my predictions really quick. So I'm going to guess they've already kind of leaked the Xbox Ally release and prices, so I don't really have to go into
Mhm.
that. Um, so I'm trying to think of anything else from that perspective. Um, I can't think of anything hardware because I mean, I thought that we were going to get more Xbox controllers, but I know they released some stuff. But we're also getting an Xbox or we're getting an Asus controller,
Asus
which is
controller, yeah.
weird because it feels like
I
Xbox is even giving up some of their controller space to like even the with the rare edition went to that rare special edition system went to 8-bit right?
Yes. Yeah.
Which is
Um,
weird, right?
I don't think it's weird because I really think the next Xbox console is going to be made by like Asus, some other
Yeah,
companies, and
I
you're going to
agree with
get your
that.
individual ones. That's what I think, anyway. So when they announced this Asus controller, I was like even more leaning towards that.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Okay, so I'm gonna get this. I think we're getting. I can't remember if it happened or not. I think we're getting an Onimusha blowout on the new game. I don't know if we got a
I'm pretty
release
sure
date.
it's
Did we get a
supposed to
release date?
be there. I don't think we
I
got a
think we're getting.
solid release date.
Okay,
I don't
I'm
think
guessing
so.
we're gonna get a big blowout for this game, and it's gonna get a release date.
I'm pretty sure they did say that was gonna be there because I think Capcom's having their own show there too, I think.
I hope so because
Um,
they got a lot to tell me. Because then
they've
we
got
got
s
Okami. I think
next year
Okami.
is insane for
Yeah,
them.
I think we get something from Okami that shows more than
I
just
would
what they show us.
love some
So
gameplay of
Okami
Okami.
2, I think we get
That's a
something with
good
Okami 2,
that's a good
get something
call.
really wonderful. And I think Xbox owes us something to make us feel better after all the bad news. So I think Fable could come out strong because that game has not shown us real
Real
gameplay. We got
gameplay, yes, yeah.
yeah, we got like a weird thing like, oh, it's in game and maybe it's gameplay. I
Yeah, but
think
it's
we're
like
gonna get
fake gameplay. I was
in
also thinking
maybe you're moving around. I
right,
don't
yeah.
know. Yeah.
There
I'm
are
thinking we're gonna
trees in
get
this game.
I'm thinking we're gonna get real Fable like, hey, it's my character, and they're gonna kick a chicken. There's gonna be
That
fun.
would
They're
be
gonna have
pretty
some
cool.
dialogue.
That would be
I
cool.
think we're gonna get real Fable gameplay because with that game coming in 2026,
Yep.
I feel like Xbox has to make us feel better that the games they've announced are actually coming out after all the
Right? Yeah.
cancellations.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna get Fable gameplay, making us feel like, oh, this is what we're actually gonna do in the game. This is how it's gonna make us feel because Fable is one of my favorite franchises of all time. Except I didn't
Mhm.
play the Connect game. Sorry, guys.
Oh, no, I didn't either. I didn't
I'm
play
not a real fan.
I
Apparently,
don't consider that one. I got
I still have my Connect. I still have my Connect camera. If anybody wants
somewhere
for
in my
the Connect
closet
2.
in a box.
But I sold, like, my adapter. I just gave it to a buddy of mine because he's like, "Oh, he wants to use it." I'm like, "So now I have no way." I mean, but quite honestly, who's keeping their old Xbox Ones around to use the Connect?
Right, right.
Is anybody?
I don't think so, but you
Okay,
never
so
know. There's
you
some
never
enthusiasts
know.
out there for Just
Exactly.
Dance or something.
Exactly.
What do you think about? Because I was kind of thinking, what do you think about Xbox possibly showing? Because what was it? Was it Summerfest? That Phil Spencer was at the end. He's like, oh, and the return of the OG or whatever, which basically meant
Which everybody
Halo.
misunderstood what it was, right? Like, they're
Yeah,
like
so
and then they showed, like, this game, like, "No what? That game?"
yeah,
It was very
yeah,
confusing, so a lot of people thought it was one thing, and apparently, no, that's not
yeah,
what he meant, but I'm like, "Well, then he shouldn't have done it the way he did because
right.
it was very confusing."
Yeah, and
Because it
he
was
did
Call of
say that
Duty, right? It's
it was
because it
Call
comes
of
out like, oh,
Duty,
like,
but then right
weren't you just
before
back here
that
last year? Call of Duty launches every year. It's not
I know.
OG. Yes.
But he did say that a return of a classic, which that it hasn't been out for years, but I don't know. I'm thinking it's going to be a
Are
Halo remake. I think. I don't know.
I mean, I
Like
think
a
that makes the
ground
most
up.
sense. Now, I do wonder, what's your opinion? I know we're kind of going long on Super News Done Quick, but this is kind of fun. You know what? It's
That's what
conversational
happens.
podcast because yeah. So we I think a lot of people are, we know, I think there is something in the water. We're hearing like there's going to be a new Halo game coming to PlayStation. I'm hearing now
Mhm.
it's maybe the Battle Royale game that was supposed to come under on Project Tatanka from
Mm.
their other dev. I can't remember the other dev who works with them on like kind of their level maps and things. So I'm hearing that may be one of those things. But what if it's like they say, rather than just giving you the Master Chief Collection, we're not going to give you that. We're gonna make you pay for Halo one game at a time, and we're gonna give you that we're gonna give you that original Halo game, the collectors. What because it was Combat Evolved mode where they had
Right.
the enhanced version.
Yep.
What do you think? Would they do that? Like they just would slow roll all the Halo games with care and things like that, and basically make everybody
Oh
pay
man.
$60 for every Halo game, rather than giving you
Honestly,
five Halo games for $60.
I think if they slow rolled that out, like you said, and start with Halo Combat Evolved and like truly remade it, and then like you said, released it for Game Pass free, and then PlayStation 5 $70 or whatever. It would sell, especially
Yes.
for the Sony fans. So that would be interesting. That and I honestly, as you know, we have the master collection, but it would be really nice to see them completely like remade with like 4K textures and stuff like that. That would be I could see that as a possibility for sure. I mean, we
I
got
mean,
what Gears of War Reloaded coming out in a couple
and it's
weeks,
just
don't
the
we?
first game, right? They could
Yeah.
just said, "Hey,
Yep.
it's the Gears collection. Here you
Right. Here's
go."
the trilogy or
Yeah,
whatever. But yeah.
yeah. Because I mean, you think about, I think the Master Chief Collection made sense for people already in the infrastructure who could already buy those games for like $8 a
Right.
pop or whatever you use.
Right.
It's like, no, you buy the collection for 70, and it's better
Yeah.
looking and plays together. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking
All in
maybe
one
there's some
place.
value there. Now the fact is, like, then, where are you getting one a year,
That would
which
be
is kind of
impressive. That would be
crazy.
but it
But
would make money.
well, even this way, does it rebuild like excitement for Halo as a franchise? Because then you get to see it, how it changes throughout the different iterations. And maybe
If
you do, like, rather than like you giving like Reach and ODST, or maybe they're just together, kind of like a weird
right.
collection. And they're
Yep.
like $60, but you get both of those together.
Yep.
And then maybe 4 and 5 come together. Maybe they do some of that. Like one is just
Yeah.
like because it is a
Right.
thing, it's $70, but maybe then they pair 2 and 3 together. Maybe
Yep.
they pair ODST together, and
Yeah,
then
which aren't
they
as long.
pair
Yep.
4 and 5 together, and then Infinite gets its own standalone re-release. Maybe that's a way to do it. And then maybe at the end of the day, they're like, you can get the whole Halo, like everything,
Right.
for like $150. You get everything though. So it's a value, but they're still getting premium pricing, and the
Right.
games are getting an extra touch of love. And that gives time for anybody who never played those before or not on a Xbox franchise, a box, to give
Right.
them time to appreciate every game. Because
Enjoy it
if
and
they
go
drop,
with it. Yeah.
yeah, if they drop Master Chief, I assume people are just gonna skip things and not appreciate it, and it's gonna move on. So I don't think that
It's true.
serves anyone anything, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I think you're onto something. I think I have no doubt it would make money and sell. I have no doubt. And
And
then
they could do like
yeah.
the individual releases. They could do like the, hey, get them all for X, or they saying, or maybe they even do the roadmap. Like, we're doing this, and you can buy the whole collection. They'll be added in and make it like a Master Chief collection,
Right. Right.
or you can buy them as they come out because maybe you don't want to make that commitment, because that'd be
Right.
interesting too, right? Like, you're bought
Yeah.
in at like 120, but if you buy them separately, it's going to be $300.
Yeah. It would yeah, I think it would make sense. And I think it would definitely just help the Halo franchise in general because I feel like it's at its lowest point I think right now and which sucks to see because you know it made Xbox basically. So would love to
And
see some love for it.
what do you think about them saying, and by the way, we are now bringing everyone together for Halo Infinite multiplayer. We're kind of bringing everybody in. Now
Right.
PlayStation's in and everybody's in. We're kind of going to say, by the way, play the campaigns, but the best Halo you've ever played is going to be Halo Infinite, and it is everywhere.
Yep.
Nintendo gets to play and Sony gets to play, and everybody plays together. And now all that work they put into it, which apparently I've heard Halo Infinite's really good now because they've actually had 4 years to
It's
supplement
right
it.
to let it
Right?
let it
Because
cook a bit
everybody on
longer.
Xbox who's already played it then will feel bad because, like, "Wait, they get to play it now too? Well, we'll go in there, we'll waste them or something."
Exactly,
Maybe
yeah. All my
crossplay, I don't know.
my Halo
So
expertise going back in, yeah.
and the big benefit is that means it buys them time to say, "Yes, there's a new Halo game coming out," versus
Yep.
it's been dead silent.
Yeah.
You can't
Yep.
have your biggest franchise be dead silent for
It's crazy.
7 years,
Absolutely
right?
crazy.
Yep. All right. I think we've covered our bases. We got our three predictions. Lastly, this is just a funny one. We heard that there is going to be a Kirby Air Ride 2 direct that is going to be 45 minutes. It's tomorrow, bright and early in the morning. Clint and I said, we get it. Kirby Air Ride gets a direct 10 minutes, whatever. It's
Right.
45 minutes, folks.
That completely floored me when I heard that. I was like, "What? Why?"
I mean, Sakurai is like the most valued non-employee. Like he is actually not employed by Nintendo too, which is funny because he's like the Sakurai Corporation and he makes
Right.
that, but he kind of his only company he works for is Nintendo. So, but it's very weird, and they want to keep him happy because Smash Brothers is huge. So, Clint, unless Sakurai really thinks there's 45 minutes to talk about Kirby Air Ride without spoiling everything, do you think there's more of that, or is it just no? Sakurai really wants to talk about Kirby Air Ride for 45 minutes.
I I this I really feel like when you had mentioned at the beginning of the show before we started, I was like, I when you mentioned, I was like, yeah, there's got to be more. For 45 minutes for Kirby is just insane to me. Like, I'm sure it's a good game, and yeah, there's got to be more to it. And just like kind of looking at it, I guess the last Smash Brothers Ultimate Nintendo Direct was also 45 minutes. So maybe it's just me grasping straws, but I don't know. I just don't see Kirby being 45 minutes long. The game isn't that deep. I just don't understand. It's not like a Starfield one where they're showing all these different factions and traveling and or like Outer Worlds 2 when you're once again traveling factions, all these choices in your character and stuff. It's like it's Kirby. Like so
I
there's
mean,
got to be
you're not
something
doing
more.
skill tree building, you're not building a ship, you're not doing
Right.
like decision making, or yeah. I mean, you're not traversal 85,000 worlds, which are procedurally generated. I mean, I
Right.
don't think Nintendo would ever do that. Sakurai's pretty involved with most of his games. So I mentioned, I think this may be a cover for the actual secret launch or reveal or just mention of, yes, I'm working on Smash Brothers, and here's my first like weird trailer where it's going to maybe show some things that are more like teasery and maybe give us release that this coming out in 2026 because the first Smash came out in, I believe, 2018, like the second year of the Switch. It's by that point it will be 8 years. I
Right.
mean, and maybe the Switch 2 version is just like the ultimate deluxe version or whatever they call it, where it's basically it's everything in that, but it's better performance. And by the
Right.
way, you're getting even more. Like you're getting all of the DLC characters in that. Plus, we're gonna then announce an additional 3 rounds, 4 rounds of new maps or levels, new characters, and then we get to basically have another 3 years of like who's gonna be the next Smash
Right.
reveal.
Right. Yeah, because And that makes sense. Like yeah, turn it into a Switch, 2 Pro version of it or something. Like at the end of the show, be like, oh, also Kirby is updated in the Switch 2 Pro version of Smash. But I really just don't think 45 minutes is too long for Kirby. I mean, I can't think sitting there watching a Kirby direct for 45 minutes. I just really
Is it
can't.
just him just playing Kirby or direct or Air Ride for 45 minutes?
Just
That
streaming
could
it.
be it. And he's like,
You get
"Oh, this is you
Nintendo
go to the
drops
start
if you watch
screen."
it.
Yeah. Oh, and you can dress up your Kirby's and oh, I like this hat. Hmm. He looks like Ryu from Street Fighter. Yes. You can put your amiibo on your dress.
Oh
I
god.
mean, I feel like it could go that horribly wrong.
It could, but man. And it is confirmed
So
that that one is just the Switch too, right? It's not like it's a
correct.
Switch, so they're not like
No.
comparing like, "Oh, it's on the Switch and look at the." No. So, and they did just today put up the Kirby Air Riders X or Twitter account, but
Mhm.
there's nothing hiding in there on the picture or anything that I'm seeing, so I don't know. I just really don't think 45 minutes is what you need for Kirby.
I
I
mean, we're in a
really
weird
don't.
space, right? Because we got games that were on Wii U that got the deluxe treatment. Games that were made for Switch potentially could get the deluxe treatment because a lot of people said, after Ultimate, what do you even do? And I'm like,
Right.
well, you probably make a deluxe, but it's like if you even owned the original Switch version, maybe you didn't get all the DLC. Well, we'll basically
Right.
give you the game, the base game, plus the DLC. It's going to be cleared up, has 60 frames per second, whatever. And by the way, we spent our time finding more characters, more maps, and we're going to give you 3 years of like DLC drops. And maybe the DLC is free if you own NSO, but if not, then we can get another $30 from you. We'll charge you 180 for the
Sounds
deluxe
like
version
Nintendo.
with some stuff, and then you're going to spend another 30 to 40 on content. So we're charging $110 for a game that they made 8 years ago.
Definitely sounds like Nintendo.
All right. Well, that's it. So, folks, we did not cheat. We did not read the tea leaves except for our crazy brains to say this is what we think has happened. When you're listening to it, if we were wrong, it's not because we cheated and we just wanted to derail you. So, would we really? I guess maybe that's the thing. Would we cheat and be wrong? I don't think so.
No, I don't
What's the
think
point
so.
of
No,
that?
we'd want to
Yeah.
look good, so
We nail it, right? Well,
that's
like,
right.
"Oh, I think this is gonna happen." Okay, we may get one thing wrong just to make it so, like, we're not too cocky. Oh, well. So, that is the super news done quick, which really went super long, but it was fun, and hopefully you had a good time. Really quickly, we're gonna get what we've been playing because I'm gonna guess I have not played a lot because I was on vacation and was very busy. Clint, have you played a lot?
Honestly, not too much. I've been kind of quiet. I played a lot of Battlefield 6 beta because I'm a huge Battlefield fan. And the latest patch for World of Warcraft dropped, so been playing with the new
So
content there and raids and
I'm gonna
stuff.
ask you a dumb question. When you say a World of Warcraft patch, typically when the games do a patch, it's just like we fix something. But in World of Warcraft, does that mean they actually make new things?
Yeah, when we say
Okay.
patch for that one, yeah, the hot fixes are what's
Okay.
fixing
Yeah.
stuff, and then the patches are like new content and stuff like
Okay.
that. So, and I also started up Indiana Jones again.
Did you beat the game?
But I didn't. No, it was so busy when it came
Oh,
out, and I was like, I just fell off of it. So I'm kind of going back to it. I'm like, man, this game is good. So
it's
gonna
really
try and
good.
finish this up because I haven't really been playing too much other than these, but I still haven't been playing those too much just because September is packed for me game
Yes.
wise. There's like
Yes.
for me personally, there's I think I wrote them out in my Discord. There was like 7 games that I'm interested in. I'm like, I don't have time for this. Thankfully,
Nope.
most of them are on the Switch, so I can take them on the go as I'm traveling and driving around for work. But um, yeah, so I've just kind of been in that lull. Like, I don't want to get into anything too crazy before September arrives.
No, I get it. And then when you talk about the WoW patch, I know you minimize that, but if you're a WoW player, that is
That
you
takes up
playing for hours or
Yeah.
weeks because that is
For
your life.
yeah, for me, for what I do in that game with the guild and everything, I mean, it's a minimum of like 10 hours a week you have to put into that game. Minimum for what
I
I do.
mean, you pay
So,
monthly
so
still. It's not free to
yep.
play at
Nope.
that
So
level.
yep.
So it's good that you got something to spend your money on. Are you the type of
Yeah.
player though that will you'll pause your subscription
Nope,
until a
it's
patch is
been
coming out?
run Blizzard
Oh my
has
god.
Blizzard has made 20 years of 14.99 a month off of me since the start.
That is crazy.
Uh,
And
it's
reminder
nuts.
folks, the subscription does not pay for the expansions, right?
Nope, you gotta pay for the expansions. Oh, yeah,
So you
they
think
get you.
like, oh yeah, it's funny. Yeah, that is one of those things with subscriptions. Yeah. It's like the only thing you can hope is maybe your credit card changed or expired, and it's
Right,
like
yep,
that's the only thing
yep,
that saved me.
yep, exactly. It's
Or you
like,
did
"Oh,
a
my
virtual
subscription
card.
dropped, I
Yep.
guess I just won't."
Yep.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where now I just pay yearly for it now because it
Oh,
rakes
is there a
off
deal
some.
for
It
yearly?
rakes up you save, like, $40 or something.
But you know
So it's
what?
like,
That's
"Well,
a
I'm
good
gonna be subbed
idea.
anyways,
Yeah.
so might as well."
Not the guys who are playing for what, 35 bucks for Game Pass every month
Right, yeah.
versus like you could find deals if you really wanted
Yeah,
to. But
exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
very cool. Yeah, the Battlefield 6 beta, and just remind me because I did play it too, and I might as well talk about it now since you talked about it. Um, I got into it. I played it on PC
Okay.
as part. I trying to remember. I think I got it in Steam. I think I got the code in Steam. Played it there,
Mhm.
and I was kind of frustrated because I'm like, well, maybe I should just do like EA Play Pro on PC. I'll just get like I'll play NCAA football, I'll play Madden, and then I'll play Battlefield, and I'll just do that program. Oh, college isn't on PC. I'm like,
Is it
really?
not?
It's not on PC yet.
Really? Because
No, it's
I
not
mean,
gonna be on
I
Switch 2
don't play
either.
the
Yeah.
Madden games and stuff, but I'm surprised
Mm.
because the college ones are very popular, so that's crazy.
Oh, the college game is even more
Interesting.
popular than Madden,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's crazy.
nuts.
So, and I get
That's
it first
wild.
year, but second year, so dumb because they could have got
Huh.
me on PC to just say, "Hey, go in 15 bucks a month."
Right, yeah.
Now I'm like, "Oh, GameFly deliver Madden." I'll eventually get that, and I'll use my GameFly because I'm that guy. Everybody mocks me. Luke called it a VHS when I showed him a disc.
I did see that. I
So,
was gonna write something like, "You can't rewind a disc," or something. I was trying to think of something funny, but
oh, and I just
I
said, "How
didn't.
rude." I used one of the Full House, whatever DJ Tanner. Is that the one that says
Yep.
"How rude"? I don't know,
Yep.
maybe. Yeah, I'm that guy, but you know, it's played off for me pretty well. So I got Madden delivered, so that delivers me, so I can play a quick Viking season,
There you
so I
go.
can imagine Vikings win the Super Bowl, for the first time. Yay!
You'll get
And
there.
then I
You'll
didn't.
get there.
Well, last year I did college football just so Michigan State could win the national championship. They won because of my great playing. I was probably
Ah.
playing it on the lowest difficulty. I think it was probably playing on rookie. I think, but that's okay. Nobody needs to know except for you folks, and you won't judge
Winning
me,
is
will
winning.
you? Yes, winning is winning. And plus, I don't have the NIL cash that like University of Michigan and other schools have. So really, folks, who is cheating and who is playing the best ability? So that is kind of thing. So yeah, but Battlefield 6, I really enjoyed what I played. It made me feel so better about just having a good time, doing whatever I could to help, and
Yep,
not feeling like I didn't have to be the hero of the day. Although when I
yep,
played with randoms and I was just going around, I'm like, I don't know what I actually did. I think this game would still be better with a team of friends, and they
yep,
could direct me and say, "Hey, Todd, jump in this tank, do that, do that." So I think this is a game that where I think a lot of people, if you feel like you're not a multiplayer player, I think you can have far more fun in this than other games because it is truly a team based game. You feel
yeah,
like you're
it's
a team
definitely
member.
class, like, you need that medic to heal you and to give you ammo, you need the sniper to call out things and stuff, so, yeah, it's I mean, it's a little hectic for sure,
It
but
is.
at
It's
the same
crazy.
time,
Yeah.
you could be like a sniper and kinda hang back a little bit, call in stuff, but, yeah, I've been a Battlefield fan since 1942, the original, and I've always been a Battlefield person over Call of Duty. But yeah, so I'm excited, really excited for this one.
Yeah. I mean, I get the appeal of Call of Duty. You can be a one man wrecking crew, get in there, do whatever you want. But I always felt like, I mean, I never got the appeal though for a person who's kind of average or just that, because
Yep.
I feel like it just does not reward
Right.
you for just getting in there
Yeah,
and
you don't.
trying.
Yeah, because I'll play Call of Duty when they first launch, and then they'll like wean off of it and stuff. Because yeah, if you're not at the top of the leaderboard, you just feel like you didn't do anything to really help
Yep.
the map or the game mode or whatever. So it just and too many skins now. My God,
I
and
mean,
it's
well,
just
come on. I mean, who doesn't
ridiculous.
want to be all those crazy, wacky characters? And that is the question about Battlefield. Like, how are they really going to make money long term if they're saying we're going to keep it legit? Because I'm like, well, how many of like real legit military skins can you give people, especially in a first person game that's
Right.
going to be feeling very good that you're going to put money into it? So I don't know if that's like the slippery slope. That's like, yeah, we said that, but now we got Rambo. Now we've
Yeah,
got
it's going to
weird
be
guys.
interesting.
Yeah, we got
I
GI
mean,
Joe coming and fighting Cobra.
yeah, they did skins with 2042, and they all did decently. They didn't go over the top. They were
Yeah.
like maybe like Chinese themed or something, but it still looked like an outfit or whatever. But
It's not
I don't
Beavis and
even.
Butthead, right?
Yeah, no, it's not
Or Teenage
that.
Mutant
So
Ninja Turtles or
no, no,
the
Nicki
things that really
Minaj,
drive the
Snoop
income.
Dogg, yeah,
Yeah.
American Dad. But with as popular as the Battlefield 6 beta was, I hope the tops at EA are going, ooh, maybe we can make money. And, I hope they realize that it was so popular because people are kind of getting fatigued on the Call of Duty side, I think.
I mean, you
Not
can't
that
even do
Call of
like
Duty's
wacky
bad, but
weapons, right? I mean, because I feel like that doesn't even fit.
no, it just
So
doesn't. Yeah. So
and
it's
people in
going to
the
be
real in the
interesting.
comment are not putting like unicorn muzzles on their silencers. I mean, it just doesn't
Right.
play. So even like say like let's get wacky with the weapons. It just doesn't work. I was in the Air
Yeah.
Force. We did not have people doing those things on
No.
missions when I was supporting
No.
the special ops folks. They were not doing
Definitely
things like
not.
that just to be cool
Nope.
and hip. No, it
Yep.
was
Definitely
anonymity.
not.
Everybody looks the same. Don't stand out. So yeah, it's weird. But I heard that maybe that's where they're going to go with their like battle royale mode. But still, even then, it's like, does that work
Yeah.
for Battlefield?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're changing that whole portal mode, so it's a
Oh
lot of
yeah, where you mix up
users. So
like different,
maybe
because that was the mode where they basically said we're going to mix like time and eras and
right,
do
right.
crazy things.
And now the portal is going to be even more user based so that people can create their own weird maps like drive five
Okay.
Humvees through streets and see how fast you can get. So maybe they can do content that way.
Creators pass almost like, hey, we'll
Something
charge you
like
$15 and then we're giving you all these
right.
tools and
Something like that. And
things.
if it stays just in that area, perfectly fine. I'm
Yeah.
cool with that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't need, like you said, unicorn muzzles running around while I'm, taking point
Farting
B.
Skittles or something
Yeah,
like I don't know.
I don't need it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then yeah, if you go too niche, then it's like only a few people are really using those like toolkits, and then it's like, well, we
Right.
haven't got enough money. So I want it to succeed. And my funnest part was though getting the tank and like, hey, I'm doing this. It's fun. But the guy driving it is drunk and he doesn't know where the hell
Oh
he's going.
god.
And I'm like, and I can't even and because I'm playing with randoms, I can't communicate. I'm like, dude, over there, look. And it's like he gets stuck up and he like doesn't
Oh
make it
yeah.
through the real
Yep.
estate. And
Yep.
yeah. And then I'm just going through
It's
going
like
crazy.
yeah, it's like half the fun though is like you do get mad at stuff like that with people in choppers or tanks that just don't know what they're doing, but at the same time you kind of have to laugh at it
Yeah.
when everybody dies because they drove off a cliff or drove right into a mine that was clearly there. It's just yeah, you got to it's fun. It's just
It's like
Battlefield.
Helldivers too, right? It's that is half the fun. Oh,
Right.
somebody hit the nuke, so we all
Yeah.
died. Look at him fly!
Exactly,
Yay! Yeah,
exactly.
but I think that's part of Helldivers fun is just like we're fighting bugs and we're just having a good time.
Right.
Everybody's in for the
Just
ride.
having a blast.
Nobody, yeah, and then it's just plus also their just sarcastic nature on sci-fi takes. It's definitely capturing that Starship Troopers vibe. So yeah, that's been a lot of fun. I liked it. I just am not the type though to really invest. So I really want to try the campaign. That's for
Yep.
me where I typically play, and I can't really say I've really enjoyed a Battlefield campaign. I tried one, but I felt like I was
Yeah.
just spending most of my time sneaking, and that wasn't fun.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
World
the
War One or
Battlefield
whatever. I'm
campaigns
like,
have
that's
been very
boring.
tacked on.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So we'll see how it
Sadly.
works. Uh, all right. Well, yeah, Battlefield 6 comes out in October, so get on it. It seems like people are very excited for that game, so
Yep.
it'll launch. And then yeah, if you have EA Play Pro, you can play for like $15 a month. Or you can buy the game. because right now I think it's going to be $70 probably, and enjoy
Yeah,
the
there's
ride.
like a $70 regular version, and I think there's like a Phantom edition for like 90, I think.
Yeah, and I know there will be a version on EA Play, which I think is
Right.
$5 a month, that you'll eventually get to play, but it's typically 6 months later, so you're
Yep.
not gonna be there when the zeitgeist is going crazy. Yeah. Let's see. I was traveling, so I did play on the plane ride into Chicago, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Lot of fun. I
It's
am so slow in this game compared to everybody else. I think everybody else has beat this game. It is so wonderful. It's so much fun. I got my first Bananza, I guess, transformation, which is a lot
nice.
of fun. Open a lot of things. I beat a boss, and I will say about this game, it's got so many different variables that you almost forget. Like, oh, I could just beat the crap out of this boss by being Mega Donkey Kong versus
Yep.
like I'm trying to be strategic. Like, no, Todd, you're overthinking it.
Yeah,
Just
you
have
can
fun.
just go, yeah, go straight in, and then especially once you start upgrading your clothes and stuff, it's yeah, you just
Oh,
beat the
I'm
crap
like
out of
green.
everything.
I got like good pants and
Yeah,
yeah, and
it
I haven't
changes
really gotten
skin
into like
color and
Pauline's
stuff.
abilities. And yeah, you can do your like skill tree, which is so fun. I haven't so it's a lot of fun. It's gonna take me longer than probably I need to finish it, but that's okay. I want a game that I can just keep going back to.
Yeah.
I don't have to feel like
Yep.
that's my only game, especially
Yeah.
in a era where we are like you said, September,
Yeah. And
things are gonna get crazy.
it's just been this whole year is it's nuts.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah,
nuts.
something always pops up. It's
It really
that's
does. It really
that's
does.
just that's just and it's weird because we talked about the health of an industry, but that's a sign of a good industry that there is always
Right.
going to be a game coming up that people will want to
Yep.
play. So
Yep.
you will not have you always have a game to play. It might be the
Yeah, there's
most
no
one,
lack
but you'll have
of
a game to play.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Really quick. I did get Madden. It's installed in the PS5. That's all I can say. It's there, sitting, waiting for
It's
me.
there.
I will be playing, so I'm very excited for it. I'll play this weekend. But the other thing is, I really got into, and I've shared this before. I am building an arcade machine, so I really got into this. I've got everything set up, so I started playing with CoinOps X, and that is essentially a front end for arcade games, and it is so
Okay.
much fun. But the version I've got is hilarious, Clint, because it does like do like pop songs and songs in the background along with arcade music. So when I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be playing like this really awesome game," I think it was Street Fighter. It was going through all the Street Fighter arcade games you could play, and it's got Whitney Houston singing. I'm like, that doesn't seem right, but I'm all in.
That's
So
fantastic.
it's clunky right now because I got my mini PC. It's a really awesome mini PC. That's great. I've got a hard drive hooked up with the build that I'm using to do that. And I know I can do more with it. I'm using the Legends Arcade system. Basically, it's the controller platform, which is basically it's got your joystick controls. It's got like the
Awesome.
roller ball, and it's got two players. So I'm
Oh,
ready
the
in to like
rollerball
play
too
X
will
Men.
pick it up? That's
Oh, yeah, so
cool.
it's gonna be like Golden Tee, things like
Nice.
that, maybe a bowling game, weird stuff, and so I'm all in, but the hardest part when you do this type of stuff is configuration of all the controls. It's like, "How does
Right.
this work? How do I go back?
Right.
How do I get into the game?" But it is a lot of fun. I got a 4K
That's
43-inch
cool.
monitor like, TV, for
Awesome.
$100 from Best Buy. I got this mounted thing, it's mobile, and I got my control I love it, it's fun, but it's gonna require a little
That's
bit of
super
tender
cool.
loving care. The issue though is it's not tall enough. So like you're standing there, it's you think of like arcade, it's a little bit higher. This is not
Right.
high enough. So I'm like, I'm gonna probably have to get a different mount, which is fine. But yeah, it needs to be up there. But the great part is it is mobile. So I can take this anywhere. I can put it anywhere in the house. It's not like a
That's
300
awesome.
pound standalone and I can do whatever I want. So I'm loving it. And that's gonna be and I talked to my wife and say, like, because when I was in Korea in the Air Force, I bought like two big pieces of furniture. They are heavy as hell, full wood, but quite honestly, I bought them like 25 years ago. Not really
Right.
fitting where I'm at right now. So I am going to sell my one cabinet, which has got a lot of media in it right now. And that's where my system is going to sit. So I talked to my
Awesome.
wife and saying, let me just sell it because we got our bar from Korea. We have something for my trip there. So I'm fine with that. So
Right. Right.
more to come on how
That's
that
awesome.
works. She said
That's
yes.
super cool.
Yeah, because the thing weighs like 300 pounds. It is heavy, it's full wood, it's beautiful, it's amazing. I'm sure someone will buy it for me. Probably
Oh,
far
yeah.
more than what I paid for it when I was in Korea, and I'd have
There you
when I
go.
was in the Air Force, they moved it for me and shipped it for me, so
I was gonna ask, I was like, "How'd you get it back from there?" That's cool.
Oh, the bar probably
Ah,
weighed 400 pounds. It's on wheels, has, like,
interesting.
marble basically, it's one of those one that opens up, and the
Yep.
top opens up, and the things like that. It's marble
Ooh,
inlaid, it's beautiful,
awesome.
has little, like, these really cool locks, but yeah, so that's all upstairs,
Sweet.
and because I live in a house with cats, guess what? One of my cats actually eats off of it, jumps up, and we have a bowl of food there. That's my life, folks. That's what my cats do. Oh, well. So that's where I'm at with gaming. I'm really excited to play more gaming now that I'm back from traveling and all this crazy stuff. And I'm very excited. I will say this now. I'm starting a new job in like 2 weeks.
Oh,
Very
nice.
excited. It's going to be announced
Congratulations.
tomorrow. I'm very excited. So that's been a big thing.
Congrats.
That's a big weight off my uh, shoulders. I'm very excited for that role to start. So all this
Awesome.
stuff is going to be coming up, Todd, as we get into the fall. So there we go. So that
Perfect.
leads us into the next segment of the show, which is our bonus round. So, this bonus round is all about cheating in games. And I said from harmless to problematic. So, we talked about some of the harmless in the buy rent return, kind of like things you can do to have fun. I mean, in the history of like cheat codes, a lot of it was just to make games, give it more depth, do different things with it. People would find a way to actually impact the code. Like you talked about bringing down the what is it? The dev,
Oh,
like,
the
in
yeah,
Doom.
the tilde key or
Yeah.
whatever it was that made you feel the command prompt or something, I
Yeah, the
think it was
command
called.
prompt. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
and you
would bring
were,
it down. The command prompt.
instantly
Yep.
into the Matrix, or hackers from back in the day, that movie.
Yeah, and then you can play around with it, and then we got into, like, weird, like, mods and WOD packs, as they called it, basically then. Oh, you could put Barney in your Doom game, and you could put the X-Men. I mean, there was, like, even, like remember the original Doom, there was, like, or maybe it was Quake, but there was a total conversion mod where you could add the X-Men. They made actually like a expansion pack. It was all about the
Yep.
X-Men being in Quake. It was so crazy. It was like, "This is weird." So there's been all we basically like you can get Bill Hillary or Hillary and Bill Clinton in NBA Jam. There's a code for
Yep.
that. You ended up getting a code to get a Kuma in Street Fighter, and then we got even like the one of the funniest codes were like it's kind of then they get like the urban myth codes. Like if you do this, somebody will show up. One of those was
Mhm.
like the nude code in Tomb Raider. Everybody talked about
Oh
that.
my
Oh, it
god.
was gonna
Yep.
happen, and no one could
Yep.
confirm it, of course, back in the day.
Yep.
There was really,
Yeah,
like
you had to go to her mansion. I don't know how I know this,
was it even
but you had
real?
to, like, go to her
Was it real?
mansion and no, but
Okay.
I tried.
Okay. Oh, Clint!
13-year-old me tried really hard. You had to, like, go to the mansion, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, go to the mansion and use the diving board this special way, and Laura will be nude." And I was like, "This isn't
Your
working. I'm
clothes will
sad."
just come off like a bad bikini. But, I mean, that's the way it used to be. You would hear about
Right.
these weird rumors, and you try it out. Like,
Yep.
I think there was one, like, in Mortal Kombat, if you put the special code and you do it on a Sunday with, the Howling Moon, and you get this, like there was, like, a weird character you could bring in. Even Mortal
Yep.
Kombat, like, they were, like, even joked about, like, some of the characters you could do, and they've actually then introduced those characters in the real game.
Right.
Like, it was, like was it Noob Saibot was, like,
Yep.
the
That was
characters of,
one.
like, Ed Boon, and, it was, like, a weird character they did, and they did a lot of those weird, it was just fun. And you
Exactly.
could
Yep. Good fun.
sometimes you could break the game. A lot of codes actually were like to reveal like developers, like who actually made the game. Like in like I think it was
Yep.
Atari Adventure. Like back in the day, they didn't say who made the game, but if you did a specific thing, it would say made by the guy who
Right.
made the game, which was fun. It was like that's so cool you could do that.
Yep.
So Clint, we talked about cheat codes. I've been gaming since call it the Atari 5200, but I did play the 2600. I had a Commodore 128, then I got into the NES, and then I kind of had a jump then to PC because I went, I was in high school, didn't have time for games. I got girls to chase down, even though it didn't go well. Then to college, then I need a PC for college, but I really want to play games too. So I ended up getting my like Packard Bell
Oh,
46SX
jeez.
that didn't have Windows 95, so I was still using like uh DOS to really play a lot of
Yep.
games back then.
Yep.
And then CD-ROMs came about, and that's when I got my CD-ROM with my Sound Blaster code, so you could get like CD quality
Ah,
audio and all
God.
the fun. And then I got back
Those were
into
the
console
days.
gaming. I got back into console gaming with PlayStation 1 because one of my favorite games of all time was Tekken 3, and it actually had an amazing
Okay.
version on the PlayStation. So that's what got
Tekken
me
3
back
was
console.
really good.
Yeah, absolutely, and all those secret characters and all the
Mhm.
endings, and it was just so much fun. So that's what kind of like my history. But every iteration of those games or consoles had a way to cheat, do crazy things, play actually pirated games. Like my dad, he had a new guy at GM that could bring home, pirated copies of Commodore 64 games and 128 games because it was just on a floppy disk
Yep.
and there was no copy protection. So that's how I kind of got into it. So yeah, everybody has somebody has gone down the dark path, not necessarily intentionally, but had found a way to have fun along the way. So do you have any like examples of just like cheat codes you loved or weird things you found that like this made my life so much more fun?
Uh, I think I like you got the classics like we talked over, like the Konami code and stuff like that. But I think the big head modes were always great, and like the hockey games and stuff like that. Those were
NBA
fun.
Jam. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, those were fun. For some reason, I really got into the codes more like with PS1, PlayStation One, and stuff. And one of the first ones I remember playing, it was one of the first games I got, was Need for Speed, and there was a code you could input that your horn turned to a machine gun, and as you're racing, any vehicles that were in front of you, when you pushed the horn, you would get a machine gun sound and the cars would just go flying. It was like they turned off all physics and they would just go flying. And I just remember laughing so hard and having so much fun with that. um of course there was I used to, basically break the game in Grand Theft Auto 3 on the PlayStation 2 because you could call in tanks and weapons and
Yeah, I heard about that
all
one. It's
that
like
stuff.
basically you became a tank, right? Is that what it
Yeah,
was?
yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah, you could call in a tank and just blow up everything. I'm trying to think of some funny. There's all kinds of funny ones too. There was one for Rainbow Six back in the day when Rainbow Six was like really tactical on like the
Hmm.
PC and stuff. You could enter a code in your little command prompt, and it was like silent but deadly. And whenever your character walked, he actually farted, and it would it would it would
Aw.
it would make the enemies know you were there, and it's just like fun stuff like that.
Do you want to give me?
Saints Row.
You want to give you like a weird one?
Yeah, let's hear
Okay,
it.
so I'm just gonna. I found one that's basically these 15 cheats that are kind of fun. This is Age of Empires 2. There's a Shelby Cobra cheat. So the Shelby Cobra is a version of a Mustang car. So imagine that Age of Empires 2. Apparently, you can put this in an RTS, and all of a sudden you can bring in Shelby Cobra vehicles. I don't
That's
know what they
definitely
do.
breaking the game.
Because what do they actually do? I mean, are you just running into the buildings? Because they don't have
Super fast. I
weapons.
don't know. Jeez, I
It's
guess
so
you could
weird. I can
run
put your
people
troops in
over.
there, like, yeah, go cross country with two
Yeah.
dudes.
Oh my
I
god.
mean, isn't that funny? It's like, I mean, I guess they could just run over like a fort because they could just hopefully, and they would explode eventually. But if you could bring in like a billion of those cars, I
So
mean,
good.
what's that one game that's coming out that's basically like you're in like this medieval setting? There's all these armies, and eventually you come in with a
Um.
truck and a machine gun.
Yeah, it's Oh, I can't remember the name. Like King, and it's not Kingdom Come.
It's like Crusader Kings or something
It's
weird
something like
name.
that.
It's
But yeah, you
yeah.
basically travel back in time, like Army of Darkness type of thing, and you have like
Exactly, like, I'm the
a,
guy
a
with the
mini
shotgun.
gun. Yeah, you have a mini gun while fighting, or you have a car while driving over foot soldiers and stuff. I am super excited for that game.
It's just so weird, but it's kinda like, why not? Because they have those games now,
Well,
which
yeah,
are
why
like
not?
the weird one. Well, I mean, you've heard about, like, that one gorilla versus 100 men
Yeah.
games, and now there's a ton of those just
Yep.
because
Yep.
why not? We have the
Yep.
power, we have the
Right.
technology.
Why not
Who
do it?
can stop us?
Yep. 2,000
Yes.
chickens versus a Jedi. Yep.
Absolutely, why not?
Yep.
So here's another one that's kind of fun. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, moon physics. So essentially think of like no
I
gravity,
remember
Tony
that
Hawk.
one.
You can go
I do
3,000 feet in
remember
the air
that
and then
one.
eventually maybe you come back down. That's the one thing I'm like, how do you come back down though? Because there's like nothing to pull you down. So you're like
Very
swimming
slowly.
through gravity. Very odd. But then you get like the weird ones. They actually add content. So apparently, The Legend of Zelda, there was the second quest secret. So apparently, you can unlock Zelda's second quest. It's a remix by actually being in the game. But many of us discover the feature by entering Zelda as our character name.
Interesting. And
Yep,
was that the first one too,
the
or
first
is that
one. Yeah, the first one.
interesting? Huh,
Yeah,
I did
it's kind of
not know
crazy.
that.
Yeah. And of
Huh.
course, I'm trying to think of another one that's kind of interesting. Oh, here you go. This is one that made the game, it improved the game because of essentially censorship, which is Mortal Kombat. What did Mortal Kombat lack in the SNES,
The
Clint?
first one didn't have blood, right?
Correct. So there was a
Yep.
code you could put in. You know what that code was?
Oh no.
ABACABB.
So like the
Folks,
blood.
remember
Well,
that? You'll
no.
be quizzed later.
Yep.
Clint, I'll quiz you later. Remember that.
Okay.
No, just kidding. Yeah, because the Genesis got blood, but
And the Super
SNES
Nintendo
did
didn't.
not blood.
That kind of like random. That kind of reminds me of like you remember the 64 games Turok? Like they had blood over here on the Nintendo 64, but over in England, it was you were fighting robots over in England, and they had oil come
Oil
out. Yep.
or transmission fluid, which is red. Maybe that they could explain
There
away.
you go. They could have got
Oh, my
away with that one.
transmission! Oh, um, yeah. I mean, and there's a other one. GoldenEye apparently had a facility invincibility run that you could do, which I don't know nothing about. Quite honestly,
Hmm.
it's kind of weird. But then we got into the era of like you need. Then there was devices where you could actually debug the game.
Oh God.
So, Clint, I think we mentioned the game Genie,
Yep.
right?
Yep. I broke many a PlayStation games with that.
So the game Genie worked across I think there was like Game Genie, but there was like different versions called something else
Yeah.
basis the generation, and
Right.
somebody created codes you would just put in. Basically, it went into like the developer menu and
Hmm.
played around with like bits and pieces. So I used one in Final Fantasy VII
That's what I was gonna
because
bring up.
in Final Fantasy VII, this was the flaw in that game. Came on 3 discs. There were points in the game, if you did not do something, you couldn't go back.
Right.
That was the worst thing in the world. I'm like, because I
Hmm.
needed to get like, I don't know if it was like I needed the golden chocobo to do
Right. To
something,
get
but then
everywhere.
to do
Yep.
something else, and then do that so I could get like Knights of the Nine or something like that. I'm like, screw you, I'm gonna cheat. So I'm like going to when I was in the Air Force, I was playing this during my summer when I just got commissioned, was like that. Went on the Air Force library and looked for cheats. And I found, oh, you could buy the Game Genie or whatever it was. Because there was different names for it too. It changed over time. But
Yep.
essentially you put it in the back of your PlayStation, like in the like serial port, almost like the printer port,
Yep.
which is weird that it had one. And then you could get it. So I got like unlimited XP. Like every enemy I defeated, I got
Hmm.
like 1,000 HP. So I was just farming HP, like no doubt. And then
Yep.
that allowed me to do certain things to then get what I need to do. But I felt like the game cheated me, so I'm cheating them.
Yeah. I
Right?
used
Retribution?
to exactly. Yeah. And with the Game Genie, I think it was called the Game Shark on the Super
Game
Nintendo. I
Shark,
think. Right.
yes. And there was
But with the
discs
Game
versus an
Genie,
actual, yeah,
yeah, cartridge or
hardware.
whatever. On
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII, I was mad that I couldn't use like Aerith or Sephiroth, and you could actually put them into the game, and you could put them in your party. However, if you are past the point of like where Aerith, spoiler alert, don't listen for 5 seconds,
Uh-oh.
died, you could have her in your party, but anytime her name would appear in like text or something, it would crash your game. You were done. And same with like if Sephiroth was in your party, if Sephiroth appeared in the game while he was in your party, it crashed your game. Like it was
Yep.
just
Buyer beware, right?
exactly.
Oh, I was looking here. Apparently there was an N64 Game Shark, which was weird. It was actually
Okay.
a cartridge that went in. So I guess it was like double deckering to make it work. I
Yeah,
don't know how you
I
do that
think
work.
you had to put like the cartridge into the game like plugged into the Game Shark, and then the
Yeah.
shark plugged in, and that's how you could get into like dev mode or
Like a
whatever.
daisy chain of a
Yeah,
weird
yeah,
daisy chain
exactly.
event. Yeah. Some used like the memory card port, and it was typically,
Hmm.
and then
That's
some were
right.
like you would get like a different version with different new games, and there were updates, which was just weird. It was just like an odd thing. And then some magazines actually published codes for it,
Yep.
put it in there. So
Yep.
it's like there was no
Yep.
internal database. Maybe it came with a manual that said, but the problem was you bought it in 1995, 1997, new codes. So this is the
Yep. You
version.
have to buy it again.
It was so weird. And so I'm gonna go down a dark path. So Clint, um, when I lived in Korea, I learned how to modify my console. I took it to a
Oh,
guy in
okay.
Korea, took my PlayStation 1, he modified my PlayStation. Also modified my PlayStation 2. Put a chip in there, soldered it, was the crazy things, and then those games would play on
Yep.
the system, like just burn discs, which wasn't a thing because normally it wouldn't. Even the
Right.
Dreamcast, like the Dreamcast was easily like, basically you just copy discs and then you did
It
something else. You
was,
didn't have
yeah,
to
it
mod
was
it.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's other
Yep.
devices you could actually buy. It was weird. The
Mhm.
PlayStation was the weirdest one. Early days before I went to Korea. You buy this device, you put it in, and then you basically put a spring in your clamshell PlayStation. So then you basically load it. It comes up, you take out the disc, and then you put your fake game in, and it loads. So
Yep.
this is where how desperate we were back in the day. Or that you go to this is even worse, kids. Don't put me into gamer jail. You go to GameStop. Back in the day, they had a 7-day return policy on new games. So I would go copy them on the CDR, take them back, and like take all the games back.
That's
I was the king
fantastic.
of piracy
That's fantastic.
in 2000. Ooh, no, 1999. Crazy.
Crazy,
Guys,
crazy,
don't think
crazy.
horribly of me. I was just a young kid. I had no money.
I used
I
to
had no
do
money.
that with the Dreamcast. Even though I had a PlayStation 1 and stuff like that, there was a thing called, I think it was Bleemcast it was
Bleem,
called.
yes, you like that you put the disc in and
You
you
put the
could play like
disc in.
Dreamcast games
Yeah, you could
from the
play, like,
PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1 games
Yeah,
on the Dreamcast, and it's like,
so
yeah, it was just Bleem. I
so
can't really
weird.
believe I remember that name, but
Oh, it was so weird. Things went all over the place, and
yeah,
yeah, piracy's a dark tunnel, kids. It'll take you to hell. So
it's
don't do that.
crazy.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we did that. I mean, it was crazy. I remember even in Korea where you could buy like these weird, like I had a GBA. Well, they would sell you like these weird carts that were like 201 games, and it would go in like, oh, I got all the Nintendo games, right? No, it was like 13 versions of a weird Mario you never seen before. And it was like, what is he?
Crazy
What did I
bootlegged
even get?
copies.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, so that was Todd's adventure into the dark side of Korea piracy. So don't even talk about like the weird like fake before there was DVDs. There was this weird like Korean like CD market that they would do make their like bootlegs that could play in DVD players, but they were like 240p. Bad idea. So, oh well, that is like more harmless. It's fun,
Right,
great.
yeah.
But Clint, we have to really talk about the actual issue of cheating in regards to nothing hurts anybody. It's single player, just having fun.
Right.
Nobody is hurt. But then we get to like the realm of people that choose to cheat in a
Mhm.
competitive space
Yep.
that impacts others. We talked about Battlefield 6 in their multiplayer. Literally like a day later, someone had enacted some type of cheat. It was like heat mapping, and I think that actually allowed them to see where every player was on the map.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And I mean, and ultimately, if there's not money on the line, I always wonder what is the benefit? Is it just because people like to feel good,
I
even if they're doing
well,
a bad thing?
it's weird, because like, I've noticed in the past, like, year or so, like, Twitch, if you're caught cheating or whatever, you get banned or you get, like, a 6-day suspension or whatever. So, on TikTok, while I'm doom scrolling on there before I'm trying to go to sleep or whatever, there's people because
Clint,
TikTok doesn't. I
that's not
know,
very healthy, but
I know, I
everybody knows
know.
that.
I
But you know
try to
what, Clint,
read
I'm
for a
worried
little
about you.
bit, and
Yeah.
I try to read. I'm
Watch
just
like animal videos. Do that. That
right.
makes us
I'm
all
just
feel
trying to
better.
stay cool and hip with the kids.
Yes, yes, everybody wants
So
you to do
but
that.
thankfully I'm on like the video game side, so I'm like
Sure.
seeing new games coming out, indies and stuff. But every now and then it'll randomly show you a live feed. And I've noticed that it's popular on there that it because it doesn't get banned and people are watching these people to cheat. Like they'll show they'll show the game they're playing, and they'll also show like what the cheat is doing on the side. So that if it's like auto aiming, you'll see it fly by. And like you said, it's not like there's like a Heat one, but there's another one for like Call of Duty where it changes everything to like like pre-alpha like stick figure, so like you can shoot through everything. And there's a lot of these lives on TikTok, so it's kind of like cheaters have their own uh audience, and that sucks because it's making it kind of
It's like
popular.
Fight Club or like the you go to
Right.
like the legal
Yeah,
cockfight or whatever. It's like, oh, I'm
exactly.
doing something
Yeah, and like
dangerous, right?
people are watching it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that it's making it popular, and it's like, how I just don't see, like you said, how is it fun and stuff like that. But now that they have a venue where they're showing it to people, and people are like, oh, this is funny, ha ha ha, and I'm like, this is no, I don't know, but it's just wild to see that on feeds like that, that they're able to just cheat and show it, and I don't like it, but
It's so
here we
weird
are.
because you think of like you want to have the cred from what you achieved without cheating. And when you
Right.
see, I need cheating to make me feel good because I feel
Mhm.
like I'm showing off that I'm better, and you don't know. But now you got people just cheating and people want to see them cheat.
Yeah, it's just crazy because they think it's they think it's funny, and it's like, "Oh, ha ha ha," or I I I don't see the appeal in it, but it clearly it's there, sadly.
It's
I
like almost like what was the show? Was it Viva La Bam or whatever? When
Mhm.
Bam would like attack his dad or whatever, and I'm like, ha ha ha, I beat up an old dude. I'm like,
Right, right. He's sitting
wow,
there,
that's
like, smacking them and
sociopathic.
stuff, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
creating like little machine gun
Yeah.
killies. Oh my god.
Right, right.
Uh Nobody wants
Let's
that. Oh
stop
my
doing that.
god. Yes. Cuz everybody will make millions of dollars just by doing viral pranks because that
Mhm.
played out really well for everybody.
Right.
Um no, that's really weird because I do feel like that like a lot of people like put it as like a badge of honor. I'm like, I got my kill death ratio or what I did and it makes me
Yeah.
feel good. Like, hey, I'm good at something, so it makes me feel good. Um and I get it, and that's kind of like almost like a God, I'm gonna get deep. It almost feels like a dude thing to feel like if I am really good at making people feel crappy because I've destroyed them, it makes me feel important.
Right.
A lot of it does, but other people are like, I want to raise up my team. I'm good, but I'm gonna be a Sherpa. Like Destiny has an amazing community. Like my son is a Sherpa. He's amazing at Destiny. He's like,
Cool.
I am going to tell people how to get better and make them feel good versus like, oh, you didn't do that, you're a dirtbag. Get out of here.
Right,
I
right.
just I just I just always wonder about people that feel good about making other people feel bad, and that's what gets them a
Yeah,
buzz. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, I probably did that in, like, multiplayer games when I was, like, 12 or 13 or something on
How dare
PC,
you,
like,
Clint? You're
like,
banned.
"Oh, I'll push this guy off the cliff, ha, ha, ha," but, yeah, the people that just do it, like, nonstop and just, like, cheating and ruining an entire game, like Battlefield 6, you're ruining it for 64 people, and it's just, just,
In a
not
game
for
like
me.
that, we need people in it, right? I mean, if Battlefield loses everybody because there's the majority of people are being
Yeah,
jerks, then you don't get the highs of everybody getting together,
yep,
building a community, all those things that makes gaming great.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we were all immature at some points. We've done stupid things. I remember playing Little Big Planet, and there was a level called Fart Rocket. My friends played it, and every time he did something, it farted. Made us all laugh. It was great. We were immature
That's great.
adults. Exactly. But I get it to a point, and there's always going to be more 13-year-olds who find things funny,
Yeah.
make a racial slurs, do a lot of bad jokes about your mama,
Right.
and swear a lot too much. So yeah, that's
Yep.
that's a problem. There's no gatekeeping in games, and it takes a lot to get somebody banned. So,
Yep.
Clint, I don't know. Is there any other things you would call out on cheaters? Like, I mean, like, would there be games you would say like, hey, this is a game that cheaters really don't play in, so you should play there, or maybe, hey, cheaters can be bad, but they don't really rule where I play? I don't know. I mean, what are the rules of like how do you manage against a cheating
I
community?
think like like single player games are fine if you want to do what you want to do, mod it because it's your adventure or whatever. So if you want to go crazy with mods and cheats to have fun, I say more power to you. But any type of multiplayer game where you're doing it as an advantage, like it's just not for me. Like it's ruined games for me. I used to play a lot of Player Unknown Battlegrounds, and that
Oh
has
yeah.
turned into a absolute hacking heaven. And it's just I can't even play the game anymore, which sucks. So yeah, stop ruining it for people.
Yeah, it's really interesting how that goes because it feels like is the point? It's just a game. I mean,
Right,
it's not a livelihood for us. It's not
right.
like you're going online
Just
and
want to
you
hop
can't
on
even
and have fun.
and quite honestly, if you cheat in a place where you're actually supposed to make money, you get out. So it's like ultimately
Right,
it comes down to maybe you're just this person like likes to troll, and there are trolls
right.
obviously
Oh,
who
for
just
sure.
like to revel in everyone else's misery. So,
Yep, yep.
and I'm feeling like that tends to be more in the more serious games versus the fun games,
Hmm.
because I mean you can't really troll somebody who's playing around with Beavis and Butthead uh teabagging Master Chief while Kratos is doing a
That's just good
you know
fun there.
the gritty or I don't know whatever, right? Because there's no really Fortnite competitive, right? It's all just people being
Yeah,
stupid and silly, and you just need
pretty
to get
much. Yeah.
your pass or whatever to get your more stuff. So yeah, okay. So that is kind of wrapping up our cheating in games, kind of like from the harmless to the problematic. And quite honestly, if you're into the problematic, do better, but I think
Yeah,
cheating is fun, and I love it when it comes to, like, just the single player experience and
for
doing
sure.
fun things. So,
Definitely.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, and, quite honestly, I love the weird things like big head modes, and actually, most developers now are putting all those crazy things into their game by
Yep.
default.
Yep. Which is awesome.
Because I think a lot of people just like to see what a game can do and
Right.
breaking it down and having crazy things like skins
Yep.
within like The Witcher. What do they do in The Witcher? They added Henry Cavill in The Witcher game, right? They did it
Yep.
themselves.
Yep.
Uh, I don't know if
So
we've gotten
good.
like Fallout where they've added like the ghoul with some of the characters there, but
Right.
I don't think
Definitely need
Fallout
to.
has done like they've updated the characters to look like the show characters, but why not? At
No,
this point,
sadly
why not?
not. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throw it in there. Not
All
harming
right.
anything.
Absolutely. So, man, Clint, it's been a great time. Thank you so much for
Always a
joining me.
blast.
Yeah, and the whole point of the show is always just not to get too serious, not to talk too much news, but have fun with gaming topics and, you know, make each other laugh a little bit, hopefully.
I
And
like it.
maybe,
I like it.
learn something along the way. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know everything we talked about today, but I feel smarter. Like that one Exodus
Exactly.
game. Now I got to look into this. I'm like, I think I heard about this game. I'm like, all
Super
right, let's
excited.
go. Yeah,
Super excited.
absolutely. Yeah, I know both of us. I know we're big sci-fi fans, and I've heard there's a
Yep.
really going to be an interesting game based on certain universes. That one game, I'm blanking on the name of the universe that I love so
Expanse.
much. Yes, The Expanse.
Oh,
That game.
my heart just skipped a beat. I am like, oh, I need it. I need it.
Absolutely. It's kinda like we never got it's kinda like those franchise I would love to visit, like, a new, like, topic with, like, you know, franchises that never got the real game it deserved, kinda like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones has not gotten the game it deserves, so I
It
think it would be a
I could
great
go on a
future topic.
Yeah, that's a great topic
Clint,
because I could go on a
let's put in the
tangent.
calendar, we will do that, we'll do
I
a
could
future
go on a
topic of,
tangent on games
uh
that deserve games
properties that need a
yes,
game that truly makes them feel
yes.
the epicness of what they truly are.
Mhm.
So, but you know what? We could go on for hours, but you know what? It's late. Thank you for joining me. We did this an
My
hour
pleasure.
earlier. Thank God, because we normally do this at 8. So whatever. So there we go. Thank you for joining us on this journey in video games and friendship and fun. So, Clint, before we go, tell people where they can find you and what you're up to.
Everybody can find me pretty much on Threads, Blue Sky over on YouTube under Spreading the Nerd. You can see all our podcasts on there. We've had one interview, so we're gaining traction. So yeah, check us out there, or just follow me on Threads or Blue Sky, and just see the random shenanigans I post.
So the great thing about Spreading the Nerd is you got Clint, the nicest guy in gaming, and then you got his co-host, who's kind of the
It's
grumpiest guy in
it's
gaming,
a yin
which is
yang
great. It's
insane
it's a
insanity.
balance. It's a balance, which is very fun because it does really like, are you being too nice? Well, no. Are you being too mean? Great. So, and you got to keep each other balanced. So I love
That's right.
that. So check out Clint. He's around the Discords. He's really great person to check out in the
Thank
world of
you.
fantasy in gaming. So check him out. So with myself, I'm at Todd Oxtra at Secure Friends Unite on the Blue Sky, at Teoxtra at Secure Friends Unite on the Fediverse, which includes Instagram, Threads, and the Facebook. We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord, we have a YouTube channel, we have a website. So check us all things Secure Friends Unite, and hopefully you'll enjoy what you find. So with that, Clint, thank you again for joining me on this journey of video games and friendship and fun. And with that, I always say it's always better to game together.
Perfect.
This podcast is part of the Secret Friends Unite podcasting network, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and podcast services around the galaxy, as well as video on our YouTube channel. You can support Secret Friends Unite by becoming a Patreon member, get bonus programs and more over at patreon.com/secretfriendsunite. Join our Discord community for even more discussions on all things geek. For all the latest updates on Secret Friends Unite, make sure to follow us on Threads at secret.friends.unite and visit secretfriendsunite.com. Find our merchandise at TeePublic and Redbubble. Thanks for listening, and may the Force live long and prosper.